Okay, so you're gonna need a kind of like a few things. I kind of just grab different things because everybody's hair is different, but these kind of brushes and combs, they'll kind of help you with the whole process of trying to wrap your hair. It's kind of difficult at first, but then once you get in the habit of doing it every night before you go to sleep, then it will kind of make it a little bit easier. So you're going to need a brush, a comb, and some clips. I got these at Sally's. These are kind of like the smaller ones, but you can also get the banana clips and they'll work just as well. And you're also going to need a do-rag. A silk one is probably a little bit better just so your hair can breathe, and you always want to make sure you undo the knot at the end for when you take it off the next day. Somehow mine always has a knot in it because I just kind of rip it off and go. So I'm just undoing that, and then we're gonna get started. So you always want to make sure that's already ready because near the end you're going to wish it was ready. So I'm just going to brush everything through to make sure I have all the knots out or nothing is tangled. So I'm just going to go through real quick. The more you do this, the easier it will be. The oilier your hair is, the easier it's going to be. Usually the first time I usually straighten my hair, that's going to be like the hardest time to like wrap your hair because you gotta kind of somewhat, I guess, train it. So I'm just gonna start in the front and notice where my part is at. I'm just still brushing everything over to this side. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. And the trick with this, the tighter you do it, the better it's gonna look the next day. So you always want to make sure to see where you have your part. Mine, I usually wear it on this side all the time, so my left is where I usually always part my hair. With you facing it, it's going to be on your right. So the trick to this is going to do small sections. So as you can see, I'm like right there where my ear is at, going straight up, wrap that across. So I'm just going to keep taking sections and I'm just going to kind of brush it out just so I can kind of swoop it all the way around. And I'm just going to have it neat and tight. So I'm just going to take it and swoop it around and then go back in with a harder brush to just kind of make it extra crisp. So I'm just going to go in and just keep going around and over. And trust me, it does take practice. I did not get this the first time I did it. And I'm just going all the way around. As you can kind of see, the bottom of my hair is like still kind of frizzy. But this will just help set it so when you undo it and unwrap it in the morning, it'll just kind of be easier and you don't have to put heat to your hair. And this is kind of like one of my tricks to how I make my hair last, so I don't have to keep putting a flat iron to it. So I'm just taking it again. The smaller the sections, the better it's going to turn out. You can also put like a banana clip in between these parts. I kind of just go and just hold the top part while just keep brushing it. Now, if your hair is a little bit shorter than mine, it might be a little bit easier, but if you have layers in your hair, that's the tricky part, and that's when it kind of gets a little difficult, and that's when I would probably use a little bit more clips or like the banana clips to go around. So you can see like I'm kind of like, okay, I'm tired of holding it, so I'm just going to clamp it just a little bit, and it's not going to mess up anything because I'm going to take them out later when I use the do-rag. So I'm just taking this last piece, and you can see I'm just going slow and just taking small pieces. So I'm just going to take the hard brush and just go around and really just try to straighten everything out and get it really smooth. Once again, it's not going to always be like perfect. Sometimes I have like pieces always sticking out, but usually it's okay because I'll put the do-rag on and it'll just kind of still lay everything. Now I could go back in a little bit more to kind of flatten and brush everything straight, but it'll still be fine because I'm going to sleep on this all night and it's just going to stay like this, and it'll just be easier in the morning when I just kind of brush it all out, and it'll just look pretty smooth as if I just flat iron it. So I'm just placing these clips on all the way around, just where I feel like my hair might fall down, while I'll put my do-rag on. So I showed you every angle. You just want to make sure you go all the way around and everything is secure. So everything's in place. So I'm just going to take this do-rag and place it over my hair. And some people will spray a little oil or put like a little mist of a serum over top. But I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. So I'm just going to bring this around and kind of just crisscross it around and bring it back to the front. And this point, I don't want to leave those clamps in. So I'm just going to take those out. If your hair comes out just a little bit, it's okay. It's not that serious, but that happens to me like all the time. And if you have a little bit of the front part sticking out, that's fine too, because at the end of the day, most of your hair is pretty secure, so it should be okay. I hate things over my ears, so I'm just going to go in and just pull everything and just make sure it's a little tight. And I'm just holding on to the two like strings just so I can get everything tight and secure and pull that last clamp out. So as you kind of saw, like a little bit of hair came out, but you know what, that's okay, because at the end of the day, most of your hair is pretty much wrapped, so you'll still be okay. And I'm just going to go back up through the front and just kind of go and tie that off, and then I'm just going to bring it right back and then just tie it in like two little knots, and now it's kind of secure it while I sleep. Now that's not the cutest looking thing, you know, to see before you go to bed, but it will save you time, so you don't have to worry about flat ironing your hair in the morning. So once again, thanks for tuning in today and watching this video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Bye, you guys.